All right, today we're diving into something pretty wild. A prediction that's got a lot of people in crypto talking. Could Solana actually be on a path to hit $1,000? Now that is a massive claim, so we're going to break down the argument piece by piece and see exactly what's fueling this incredible optimism.
You know, for what feels like forever, we've been hearing this term, right? The Ethereum Killer. It's this idea that some other blockchain to come along and challenge the king. Well, the big question that analysts are asking right now is, with everything that's been happening, is Solana actually starting to live up to that name?
And that's where this huge number comes into play. Some people in the know are seriously floating a potential price of $1,000 for a single Solana coin by 2026. I mean, that's a massive call. So what on earth is the logic behind a number that big? Okay, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the institutional bet, why the big money is getting involved. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the tech that gives it an edge. After that, we'll connect all of that to the path to $1,000. And, crucially, we'll cover the risks before we wrap it all up with the final takeaway. So let's kick things off with the institutional bet. This isn't just about us regular folks anymore. We're talking about the big players, the major financial institutions, big money. And it looks like they're really starting to notice Solana in a big way. And a perfect example of this is the upcoming sweep fund, which is backed by Ondo. Now, this thing is set to launch in 2026, and it's not just another crypto fund. No, this is a financial product built from the ground up to bring serious institutional-level cash into the Solana ecosystem. Think of it like building these giant high-speed on-ramps specifically for the world of traditional finance. It's a massive vote of confidence, really. So you might be asking, why Solana? Why not something else? Well, if you're a big company, the math is actually pretty simple. The transaction fees are next to nothing, and the processing speed is just ridiculously fast. This makes it the kind of foundation you can actually build a real business on, something that needs to be quick, cheap, and work at a huge scale. And that really tees up our next point perfectly, the tech. Because all that interest from the big money, it's all built on this belief that Solana's technology isn't just a little bit better, it's a whole different ballgame. So let's take a look at what makes it tick. Okay, so the secret sauce here, it's this thing called proof of history. The simplest way to think about it is like a universal cryptographic clock that stamps every single transaction with a timestamp. By creating a verifiable order of events before the network even has to agree on it, it cuts out a ton of the back and forth chatter, and that's what lets the whole network just fly. And this is where you can really see the difference in philosophy, right? Solana is basically building one massive 12-lane superhighway on its main layer. It's layer 1. Meanwhile, Ethereum is more like a main city road with a bunch of smaller, separate toll roads, those layer 2s, branching off to handle the traffic. Both can get the job done, but the architecture is just fundamentally different. And boy, does that design choice show up in the numbers. I mean, just look at this. It's not even close, is it? You've got Ethereum over here chugging along at about 15 transactions per second, and then you have Solana with a theoretical max of 65,000. We're not talking about a small improvement here. This is like comparing a bicycle to a rocket ship. It's a completely different league of performance. All right, so we've got the tech and we've got the big money coming in. How do those two things actually add up to that crazy $1,000 price tag? Let's connect the dots. Well, the way analysts see it, it's all about a powerful feedback loop. The amazing tech pulls in the serious builders and businesses. Then, all that cool stuff being built, that's what attracts the big institutional money that's looking for the next big thing. And then that money funds even more cool stuff. See? One just feeds the other, creating this upward spiral. And that's the logic that gets us right back to our magic number, $1,000. The idea is, if this business adoption continues, and if that institutional money really pours in, all because of that core tech, then a price like that by 2026 suddenly starts to look like it's in the realm of possibility. Okay, but hold on. Before anyone gets too excited, we have to talk about the flip side. Because let's be real, the road to $1,000 is definitely not a smooth, straight line. There are some major hurdles to think about. And the risks are very real. First off, you've got regulation. You never know when a government might change the rules, and that could change everything overnight. Then there's the volatility. I mean, it's crypto, right? Huge price swings are just part of the game. Plus, competition is fierce. There are tons of other blockchains fighting for that same institutional money. And finally, let's not forget Solana's had its share of network outages. It absolutely has to prove it can stay online no matter what. So when you put it all together, the massive potential on one side and those very real risks on the other, What's the big picture? What's the main thing to remember here? It really boils down to this. Solana is the definition of a high-risk, high-reward play. You have this incredible, groundbreaking technology that's attracting genuine institutional excitement. But on the other side of the coin, you've got all the chaos and uncertainty of the crypto market, with regulation breathing down its neck.
And that really leaves us with the big multi-billion-dollar question, doesn't it? What's going to define Solana's future? Is it going to be its amazing tech and its ability to pull in users and money? Or will its fate ultimately be decided by outside forces, like regulators and the wild swings of the market? That's what everyone is waiting to find out.